Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I am Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd.
Good evening.
And Pugs Dread.
Namaste.
So, guys, we're here today, as you know, over the past, 2 months now? I think since we started it.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
We figured we'd do a roundup of all of our rankings for the different monsters, the best Herman, the best Lily, what have you. We figured, let's cap it off, see where we're at once since we've watched it all at this point. So
we didn't revisit all of the series, but all the movies we can rank, right?
Absolutely.
Are we going to throw in the series?
I got everything in there.
Oh, okay. Because I got that too. If we have to do it overall.
Only thing I did not rank in the cast is Mini Monsters.
Yes.
That's not really a performance. So
I got that in there.
But I have it under the ranking though. But yeah. So I even ranked This Ain't the Monsters. So.
I got that there too.
There you go. So yeah, a little earlier show tonight. Hopefully, some of you guys.
Actually, it's a little later than our normal Sunday shows, Mr. Dan.
Yeah. That is true. Sunday's a little bit earlier, I guess. So
it's House of Dragons Day for some of us.
There you go. I was out today getting snacks and road stuff for Scarefest. So
I'm nice. Loaded up on the lube.
Got it. Costco size, Pugs. Come on, you got to be prepared.
Yeah,
got to strap it to the roof of the car. Just jumper cables.
You reading the book tonight or something?
Holy shit! I just had an action scene in my head, Todd. You get
your heads?
Lube. No. You get the lube, bungee cords. Can you imagine what would happen if just a giant like Costco? I don't know if Costco sells lube. Maybe they do. If it just spilled, would the cars be derailed by lube? How would that work? I'm trying to picture.
Fairly certain it would be hard to brake during that. So yeah, that's a big car.
I've got the next Fast and the Furious action scene opener.
Actually, based on real life, since that dildo truck fucking overturned.
I think you have it wrong, Dan. That's the next Final Destination.
Yeah, that would be cool though. If that's like they slip on it, and you got to come up with another way for them to die. Because 2 is like the ultimate, like highway.
Yeah,
scene.
it is. That's the other thing we do have a highway with. Okay, then it's for the remake. There you go.
Fast and the Furious. I've got a Paul Walker joke that's really shitty, and I'm not going to make it.
We should do those since I've never seen Past 4.
Oh, I love it. No.
That might have to stay on Patreon, though. I'm going to take the short bus there. The Real Fifth Beetle. Missing your live commentaries, man.
Yes.
Next Sunday, they'll return.
Yes, next Sunday we will have a commentary. It's awesome. They've never done that before in Fast and the Furious. They've gone to space, but they've
probably for some reason. Did they officially go to space? I thought it was just teased at.
Nah, Todd even knows that.
One day I'll catch up. It seems like I'm missing out on a good time.
Ja Rule, right?
Which one?
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule goes into space.
The last one, that's the closest I've been to mad at a movie. I mean, I wasn't like Pugs last week, but
that butthurt is still real, gentlemen.
And we keep getting the requests. We just got one for our watch along of that. So
that's fine. But if we do that, we also got to do the new Hellraiser.
Definitely that over Fast and the Furious. Actually, I didn't hate the first one or anything. The first one's a decent.
First one's awesome.
Yeah.
Point Break.
That's awesome too. Uh-oh, we got a juggalo in the house. Whoop whoop. Slash home video. What up?
Oh, what's up, Chris? Nice to see you here.
Juggalos and juggalettes. Fuck this shit.
One of the funniest, and we'll get into the show, I promise, but one of the funniest wrestling stories I ever heard was a guy I worked with who had to put together a battle royal at a Juggalo Championship wrestling show. And just being the most unorganized shit you've ever seen. Here's my girlfriend. She's never worked before, but walk her through it. like sort of stuff. Like, what the hell am I doing
We're
here?
gonna stretch them all out.
Those are fun shows. I've been to a few of them. I'm not a juggalo, but they're kind of chaotic.
I want to see Dan with his face painted.
I've seen them one time. I went for the opening band or the co-headline supporter, Attila, but I never like hated on ICP. They put on a fucking amazing show. Their branding is genius. Like they outdid Kiss in my opinion because they sell blankets, backpacks, everything you could think of at the show. I'm like, you guys are walking out gajillionaires because like all these fucking people that look like they do meth. Just loaded with stuff. Like, this is brilliant. And the show smelled delicious because I was just Faygo everywhere. It's fucking awesome. So yeah, I would go see them again. They're great.
I lucked out. You're not throwing Faygo on me. That's so fucking annoying.
You can stay in the back.
Oh, there we go. There's a trigger.
I also have to agree because my buddy Rex, shout out Rex, he was getting closer while they were playing. I'm like, dude, I drove here. You're not sitting in my car with all that sticky shit on you. Back the fuck up.
Oh, Mike, sorry I missed your email. I'm not great at checking that.
He's big time when you do.
I'm old and I
it's
don't.
A cornerstone.
Well, you know,
everybody I talk to, like it seems nowadays, like on the stream thing and everything. My bad, Mike. I didn't check it, but
it's your social circle, dude. But Munsters.
Nobody emails. Yeah, Munsters. There was no email in 1964. So, Todd.
What?
What am I taking the lead? Is that what that means? You want me to take the lead? I thought you had a graphic.
Well, no, that's fine. I know. Well, you didn't. There was like no. You just said my name. I didn't know what we were doing.
Well, when I just am vague, that means like, oh, roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right.
There it is,
so,
Dan.
Do I need a fucking dog? Come on, I'll find one of them. Let's go.
I don't know what's going on with Dan today, but
I made a female masturbation joke. He made a chili joke. It's not working out.
I made a good it joke, but
yeah, he did. Munsters.
Oh yeah, today we're Munsters. We're going to start off ranking everything, our favorites, series, movies, just in order. Who wants to go first?
You want me to take it?
You take it, Dan.
Why don't you get
all right. So
all that lube talk. Take it.
There you go. From top to bottom. Get that? There you go. The best to worst. There you go. We can do it that way too. All right. Number one. There was no heavy decision making here. It is the original 1964 Munsters series. It's timeless. It's never been better. And as we've seen, it's very hard to duplicate that feel and everything and the cast. So that is number one. My second is the first movie, Munster Go Home. I think that's a great movie. I really like Munster Go Home. That was got a theatrical, I believe, if I remember on that. And
only one, yeah.
For specifics, again, go back to our reviews for all of this stuff. So that is my number two. Number three. Go back
to the commentaries.
Yes. Number three, shockingly, because this doesn't have the best reputation necessarily with everybody, but it is the reboot series, Munsters Today. Yes. I love that. I was like watching it and he's like, you know what? I would have been totally cool if this continued for a long time. It works. They did a good job with Munsters Today. So that's number three.
It has more seasons than the original series, actually.
Yeah, that is true. It's weird. You think of it as short-lived, but not really. Oh, there's a lot more episodes back then. My fourth is the second movie, Munsters Revenge, followed by Here Come the Munsters from 1995. Now we're going to get maybe a little controversial. My next pick, and this is not just me being funny, This Ain't the Munsters XXX, which, hey, I'll defend it. It's an adult film, but
I don't think anyone's going to argue it here.
Put your dukes down, bro.
Director Mike Adams. Not enough of the Munsters, on the action there. Herman and Lily could have used a little more, but yeah, better than the Rob Zombie movie, obviously. Also, better than our next pick, my next pick, Munsters' Scary Little Christmas. Didn't hate this, but it's not very good. We watched that one again. Go back, look at the commentary, and we don't play the film, but go back and look at the commentary. It is just kind of dry and not great, but Mary Warrenoff's still in that one, so it works. And not last, I hated this one, but it's not last. Rob Zombie's The Munsters. Overall, did not like it. A couple nice things I can say, but generally didn't like it. Last, I'd have to say the worst of the Munsters is the Mini Munsters cartoon. Revisiting that, there's just not a whole lot there. It's poorly animated. Story's not great. There's just, I don't know. It's just not a good cartoon. So that is last for me. And gentlemen, whoever wants to go next.
I'll go. All right. So I think it's going to be across the board with the number one being the OG series, because that's my number one, and it should be. And we can fight about it later. The second one would be Munsters Go Home for me. That's it's fucking great. The third for me, Dan's probably going to be upset with me, but it's Zombies Munsters. It's inoffensive. I'm in and out. The only time I get there's 30. I always say there's 30 minutes of awesomeness in that hour and 50 minutes, and that gets me over the hill. So my love for Rob Zombie still continues, even though he does have spots I don't like. This one, not bad. Throw it on, vibrant. I enjoyed most of it. Sherry Moon can still fuck off. The one after that is Munsters Revenge. Then after that, Dan, we're on the same page here. This ain't the Munsters Triple X or whatever it's called. I need to stress more Herman and Lily action. Like, we need a sequel to that, and you need to make up for it because we were robbed. And the name I was searching for on the Patreon only show was Kessa Sins, not whoever I said at the time. So then after that, I'm going to include Munsters Today. That's really, really enjoyable.
Okay.
Then we have...
They just needed the 69, I guess, to get a higher spot.
Then we have... shit. Here Come the Munsters. So this is whatever. Then I have 1313 Mockingbird Lane. It kind of counts one off.
Oh, I forgot to rank that. Shit. Well, that would have been my bad. That would have been last. That didn't really work for me.
Oh, under Mini Munsters?
No. Sorry, second to last. My bad.
So before Zombies or
after Rob Zombies?
Oh wow. Okay.
I think I just didn't work.
Oh, okay. And then last for me. Oh no. Then I have Mini Munsters, and the very last for me is scary. The Christmas Munsters. It just did not mix well for me. I kind of don't like it anymore. So that's my ranking.
Mockingbird Lane, I almost look at that as it's not even really a Munsters thing. It's just something totally different. So even though I hate Rob Zombie's Munsters, it's at least a shot at it doing something.
Real Fifth Beatle. I need more American YouTubers doing UK time-friendly streams. Hit us up. Is this time-friendly?
He's the one who always bitches about this time. So you better yell at Dad.
You might hear barking dogs. That's the only thing. We got 6 dogs, so
they don't have dogs in UK. They're fine.
You might hear some barking in the background, but no.
Dan just doesn't want to get up early. He's just trying to make other excuses.
It's 6 o'clock.
I know you've been up for like an hour.
It's an ungodly hour.
I've been out today. I've been doing stuff. Damn it. All right, Todd.
I guess it's my turn. Again, across the board, the Munsters, the original show, is the best. One's a little different going to be from everyone else. My second is the Munsters Revenge. Okay. Growing up, I love that one. I've probably seen that out of everything other than the series. I've probably seen that the most. I do really like that one. My third one is the Munsters Today, the other series. another one I really enjoy, followed by the first theatrical film, Munster Go Home, the only theatrical film. And then we got Here Come the Munsters. This Ain't the Munsters XXX. Rob Zombie's The Munsters. The Munsters' Scary Little Christmas. Mockingbird Lane. And last, the Mini Munsters.
Wow.
Did we all do Mini Munsters last? No, you did Scary Little.
Scary's last. But honestly, depending on the day. Also, I don't really Christmas kind of sucks for me. So I would just put that at the bottom anyway.
Not a Christmas guy at all.
We've been doing this how long, Dan? Yeah, every year you're surprised that I think Christmas sucks.
You could make Pugs do a Hallmark, since everybody wants to torture me. Hallmark movie marathon.
You know what? I don't mind the Hallmark movies.
Hey, there's
Really?
Bruce Campbell one. He's in a new one this year too.
Yeah. My mom watches that shit all the time, so I think it's just like I can tune it out, or I'm like, oh, I can pick things from it. But like they're halfway to Christmas stuff. I will say it's annoying, but I just don't go to that channel unless I got to spend family time with the family.
I feel like the longer they keep making these, the names and concepts are just getting. I saw like Poinsettia Christmas. Like they're just like grabbing the most random shit. Like
they help filmmakers get paid, dude. Like it's very successful for their channel.
Why are you trying to take money out of Fred Olin Ray's pocket, Dan?
Rebecca McKendry, she's done like 3 or 4 of them. That helped her film, helped her fund the Glorious that we just saw.
That is true.
So necessary evil.
There you go. You go to the North Pole, then you go to the glory hole. That's how
that Hallmark called Dan for this movie.
Glory hole Christmas. North Pole glory hole.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. North Pole glory.
I think that's more of a porn title, but
God damn, that is so good, and somebody's
Start
gonna
writing
steal
it.
it. All right, I hereby put that out in the universe. You can't take North Pole glory hole now.
Because that's how it works legally. Dan, just start writing.
Oh, I've already got a comedy gag. Can you imagine, like, you go in there and like
gag and glory hole.
It's unusually. Yeah, we're
Cold.
a Class B podcast, guys. Like it feels unusually good and doesn't, but it feels unnatural. And he looks on the other side, and it's like Rudolph. There you go. That's
we're entering bestiality in here. Okay.
Funny gag. Well, I'm thinking more sex comedy though.
That's duh.
North Pole glory hole. There you go.
Santa's coming of age movie.
And are you playing Santa in this film, Dan?
He's
It's no longer red. All right.
I know the last time I saw you in a Santa suit.
This is all right. Well, I
which
guess
one?
After dark now. Well, that's okay.
All right, yeah.
After dark, come early. All right. So,
Slash Home Video. Before we move on, he'd like to make an argument for including the butt stuff. I have to agree on this ain't the Munsters XXX. Deducting a point for that.
And also, everyone out there, if you have a favorite episode or favorite anything on the property, let us know.
Yeah.
there you go.
Chime in.
We watched it all, even the adult movie. All right.
Yeah, like I was twisted arm for that.
I have it on Blu-ray.
You were like literally like, we're doing the
Probably
porn,
have-
right, too?
He probably has it on right now. I'm trying to see the reflection in that back photo.
There you go. Yeah. TV's facing that way. If I had glasses, you could maybe see it in the
Over
glass.
your right shoulder, Dan, I can see. I can see I think there's a leather face between two faces. There's something.
Yeah, you're just
reflecting.
seeing light glare, not TV glare.
All right, I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna zoom in.
Enhance.
Miss-
Oh, wait. Sean McManus.
My favorite episode is Pugs hating Halloween ends. Ha ha ha. Well, that's awesome.
Well, now we're gonna make him sit through the. I think that might be next.
Watching all the ridiculous fighting back and forth about this movie is hilarious.
I'm afraid when I watch it,
I'm
I'm going to be
still
one of the ones
avoided.
who likes it because the more I think about it, the more I
You're a
wanna watch it
contrarian,
again.
Todd. It's not. I'm not surprised.
I counted you as a positive review.
I was just in the middle. That was my whole thing. I didn't want to do it so soon as I wanted to sit in, but now I'm purposely waiting to watch it again until I can watch it in the theater.
I don't know that you're going to have as much rewatch value on this one.
But here's the thing: if you look at my history with the franchises, Everyone's least favorite seems to be my favorite. Like every franchise.
Yeah, but I can kind of see why you like certain ones, and I don't.
But
I
you
don't
know
We'll
what?
see.
It took people like 30 years to like enjoy Friday the 13th 5, enjoy Halloween 3. And see, and that's the thing. You can't say, well, that'll never happen, because back then, 40 years ago, people said, well, no one will ever like this bullshit. And now Halloween 3 is like one of the number one Halloween movies there is.
Quick point, and then we'll move on back to Monsters. Halloween 3 and Halloween Ends. Halloween.
See, you're
3.
missing what I just said, though.
I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case. This will have its fans, but I think it'll be.
Well, in 10 years, we can revisit this discussion.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's going to take longer than that because.
Yeah. Although everything's a cult classic these days. Wes Craven's Cursed comes out on Blu-ray, and it's like, oh, it's a cult classic. No, it's not. All right. So
well,
you don't get to make that call, sir.
Yeah.
But
you're going with the size of the cult. See, that's the problem with that term.
Everything has a cult. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a cult classic in someone's eyes. So that term is pretty much meaningless now.
That's true. I would agree with that.
So, but
all right.
we should probably talk. Yeah, I know.
Rob Zombie's Monster is going to be a cult classic.
It is. It's already got some of its diehards.
I'm in the zombie cult for sure.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I don't disagree. Rob Zombie, anything he does pretty much is going to have a fan base. So, all right. What are we going to next? Herman?
Yeah, might as well. Well, I'm just going to go across the board. All of our favorites is going to be Fred Gwynn. So, am I speaking out of turn? Yeah.
That is the fucking truth. This motherfucker's spitting facts.
You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, you are correct. My favorite, Fred Gwynn. I mean, I don't know how you'd put anybody over him. My second favorite, John Schuck, Monsters Today. A little bit different, but still captures the feel. My third favorite, again, not ironic, because he's really good when he's on screen, Lee Stone from This Ain't the Munsters. Got the laugh down, that goofy attitude. Granted, most of his screen time is spent, inside his movie wife, but he did a good job. I like.
Could use a little more, but yeah,
a little more, yeah. Next up, didn't like the movie, but liked his performance. Sam McMurray from Monsters Scary Little Christmas. Followed by Edward Herman from Here Come the Monsters. He's fine. Just felt he phoned it in a little bit. Next up, it's hard to rank the Mockingbird one. I still have to go Jerry O'Connell from 13 Mockingbird Lane. And last, Jeff Daniel Phillips from Rob Zombie's The Munsters. I thought he was really bad, obnoxious, and bogged down that movie quite a bit. So that's my Herman ranking.
All right. I will go. So, yeah, Fred's number one. Then I am going to do what Dan did, and I'm going to put Lee Stone as my second favorite Herman. Because he's right. Every time he did the Herman, he nailed it. Then I'm going to go with Jeff. I know it's hard for you to swallow, Dan, but that's where it is. And then the rest. I don't care about him. That's all for Herman. We're not doing the rest right now, right? Todd, you're muted. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't write down everyone's names. I wrote down that. So I'm just gonna say which show. Of course. Well, I know Fred Gwynn by heart. So, and then I'm actually followed by the Monsters Today, and then was it Lee Stone? They say the Monsters XXX. Then be everything past that is kind of like all kind of mushed together. I don't really have like favorites. Now, if we get to the bottom, I'm actually Fred McMurray at the very bottom. He's my least.
Sam McMurray.
Oh yeah, Fred McMurray's long dead. Sam McMurray, yes. I mean, he just beats Jerry O'Connell. I mean, it's hard with him though, because it's a totally different interpretation.
Yeah, I borderline don't count it. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's why, because the ones in the middle, like Pugs, are all I can't really lock anything down for like. They'd just all be random placements for me,
and they can interchange because they're so interchangeable.
Yeah.
So Lily is next. You want me to go first on that one?
Go for it.
All right, we're gonna bookend this bitch at the very, very top. Yvonne DiCarlo. At the very, 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 very bottom. That Sherry Moon thing. Fucking terrible. And then the middle, interchangeable. It doesn't matter. Just Yvonne DiCarlo's peak, Sherry Moon's dog shit. That's it. What about you, Dan? Or Todd?
Yeah.
All right. My number one is, of course, Yvonne DiCarlo. She's amazing. Movie star, and then turned to TV and had that iconic role. Can't beat her. My next is Veronica Hamill from Here Come the Munsters, followed by Lee Merriweather from Munsters Today, followed by Ann Magnuson from Munsters Scary Little Christmas, followed by best looking one and the only Lily Munster to show her cervix, Roxy DeVille. Trivia. None of the others ever did. Roxy DeVille from
On camera.
There, that is true. That is true. I'm sure, Gwen. Yeah, I'm sure there was.
I hope so. I fucking hope so.
Only if it happened in costume, though. Had to happen in costume.
I hope so.
Rob Zombie probably would have watched Sherry Moon and Jeff Daniels.
No, I think he played Herman.
I don't know if he could get the laugh, though. It'd be more of a growl. It wouldn't work. And last would be, again, nothing against her. She's fine, but Portia de Rossi is playing more of a horror character than Lily Munster. So, for Mockingbird Lane. I ranked Dan Magnuson, right, for Xmas?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. There's my Lily ranking. Not hitting my glory hole.
Is it from the south? It's the coughing's from the cold, not from all the snow.
Mine's simple. It's Yvonne DiCarlo, and none of the rest are even compare. I can't even bother with them.
Ooh, I don't know if that's fair though. Veronica Hamill was really good.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of them's a Catwoman, Dan. I didn't put her on even on my list.
So that one I can't. That's like perfection. So
there you go.
So then Grandpa.
All right. Marilyn next, I believe.
Okay.
We said we weren't doing Maryland, but okay.
Oh well, you know
what do you have, Dad?
Go
for it.
All right. So for Maryland, my first pick is Pat Priest, the OG.
And we're done.
Beverly Owen, also the OG. Then we have.
No. She is the OG.
Yeah. Both on the
right.
But Pat Priest, Beverly Owen. Then we have from Revenge, Joe McDonnell. From Here Come the Munsters, Christine Taylor. From the Munsters Today, Hilary Van Dyke. Followed by Hilary Van Dyke. Followed by Debbie Watson from Munster Go Home, who is good. Just Marilyn should be blonde, and she's good actress, just not Marilyn. And then followed by Elaine Hendricks for Munster's Scary Little Christmas. And last but not least, Shauna Lenny from This Ain't the Munsters XXX.
Now I want to see This Ain't the Mustard.
Very pleasant to look at. Her scene at the beginning just went on forever, though. You got to know when to cut that, especially in a parody.
I didn't, like I said, I wasn't planning this one, but I'm Beverly Owens over Pat Priest. I'll give you that much.
I'm Pat Priest. I don't care who came first. I care who defined it. Pat Priest and the rest.
Did you do Eddie also, Dan? If so, this would be the time.
I did Eddie. All right. For Eddie, of course, number one, Butch Patrick. Tried to get him in a movie once, and it didn't work out, unfortunately.
So you didn't downvote him and hold a grudge?
Oh, no, that's what I'm going to do for something else. Next one, Bug Hall for Munsters' Scary Little Christmas. Honestly, really good. I mean, great child actor at the time, and I think that would have been wish he were in a better movie. But yeah, still active too. He still works. My third.
Is he incarcerated?
No, I think he's.
I think he's been getting in some trouble. Anyway,
well, it's a child star, yeah. At some point, number 3, the oldest Eddie, Trent Solari from This Ain't the Munsters. You know, Eddie's about 38 and doing a lot of smashing. So I think he did a good job.
You got a 2 for 1. Good job.
There you go. Next up, Jason Marsden from Munsters Today, followed by Matthew Botuchis. I don't know how to say his name. From Here Come the Munsters. There you go. He's got a weird last name. Followed by Casey Martell from Munsters Revenge. And yeah, there you go. There's my Eddie ranking.
I got Butch Patrick and the rest.
Yeah, that's where I would have been too.
I was not fucking ranking these guys. They're not there enough for me to care.
Yeah, when main cast was a
thought. Though.
I think you went a little superstar when that main cast is really the 3.
Oh, and once again, Mockingbird Lane last.
Yeah.
Just again, it's not a normal Eddie. It's nothing against the actor. All right. And once again, guys, go back. We have separate shows. I'm not done. I said
okay. Sounds like you're moving on.
If you go back, we have shows where we go in depth on all of this stuff. So subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And now, Grandpa. Well, the guy, you got to go number 1. Played him his entire life. Wouldn't let it go. Al Lewis, of course, should have won his. What did he run for again? He was governor.
No,
mayor.
It was mayor. Same year as Rob Black, right?
Mayor. Yeah, you're right.
Mary Carey as well. That's the whole 2001.
Ooh, wow, that's a tough 3. Rob Black should have won.
No, it's not. Rob Black all the way.
I remember being mad I couldn't vote in LA because I was in Orange County.
He could have had Al Lewis.
I wasn't old enough.
Staff, though. He could have paid him in Extreme Associates DVDs.
They should have ran together. Yeah.
Al, have you seen Cocktails? Here you go. Change your life.
Could have got Mary Carey in a film.
I don't know. Not after she sees some of them. Number 2.
Let's see.
Hard to follow Al Lewis. I mean, he always felt like he was that role. But I'll give some credit where credit's due. Daniel Roebuck. Think he was good if you inserted him in a better movie. Number 3, Howard Morton from Munsters Today. Again, different, but I enjoyed him quite a bit. Almost might have switched him with Daniel Roebuck. Followed by Robert Morris from Here Come the Munsters. Gavin Wells from This Ain't the Munsters. He was funny, different. Then Sandy Barron for Munsters' Scary Little Christmas. And I love Eddie Izzard, but just, again, he was doing something totally different with Mockingbird Lane. So there's my
you don't like when people do something different to a property.
It's not it to me. It's like, though, if we're choosing like the best grandpa, that's not really what he was in that.
But he did bring something awesome to the table, which I'll rank mine right now. So Al Lewis, top tier. Then I go Roebuck. I thought he did a fantastic job. Then I go Eddie Izzard, and I do like what he brought to the table. That's not the Munsters we know, but his dark sense of humor was dry and dark. He was mean. I fucking like that. So, so he ends a spot in my ranking in the upper echelon. And then I'll do what I've been doing the rest of the time. And the rest.
I'm of course, the original Al Lewis. And then I go Munsters Today. And I forget the actor's name. Then also Daniel Roebuck. And then beyond that, I mean, they're all just serviceable. I don't really have strong feelings of like or dislike on any of them. Really, I mean, Eddie Izzard, like, yeah, if I want to put him low because he's like doesn't do a traditional one, but again, his didn't bother him. I kind of agree with Pugs. I mean, not in my ranking.
We didn't get to see it evolve. I mean, we've only got a pilot, so
yeah. So that's why it's really for me. It's those top three. Like beyond that, it's just kind of like all mushed together for me.
All right. Well, there you have it. The close to our Munsters specials.
What do you want to do with their future, Dan? What are we going to do? Like, are we done here? Are we going to we got to have a little conversation about that.
Future of the franchise.
It's possible, I suppose, that Rob Zombie would do a series. I hope not. Well, you know what? He could redeem it. Jeff Daniel Phillips, I think he's a good actor. He may look at it and be like, well, okay, I need to maybe fine tune this a little bit more. Do you want to? Will that cast work with a 30-minute sitcom? I don't know.
I have to disagree right there, because that last 30 minutes of that movie was the best part, and that was like an episode of the Munsters.
Well, let me ask you this: could he sustain it week to week? And is there an audience for it? Like old school sitcoms, there's not a lot of that.
There's an audience for Rob Zombie.
Now here's the thing. I think it would have to be more like an Asterisk Evil Dead thing, meaning like Zombie would do the pilot and then let it go. I think that's the only way.
I don't think he'd commit for the long haul.
I think he would. Zombie loves his so much, and he wants Sherry Moon to be Lily. I think he'll be there every fucking day.
Yeah, you know that costume went home.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to stop casting her in roles for like 30-something.
He should have already done that. She should be unemployed and at home. And I need to be nice. So no, she needs to stop. But I do think, give him the chance. I do think his next movie or series will probably be a little more crowd pleasing, just with the feedback and probably stuff he wanted to do, couldn't do, and now he can go do Dragula, introduce Eddie. But I don't need that. I want a cartoon, either CG or like the Addams Family one we got, the first one, not the second one. The second one sucks, or just old school animated. I think cartoon's the way to go.
I'd agree with that, actually. I think that's more likely if it happened with him.
With Zombie or not, I don't care. I do think that the Munsters fit well in an animated form, and we've never had that successfully. Mini Munsters went at the bottom of most of our lists. So there is room there, and there's a want for sure.
And remember, we watched the short version of that. We watched the 22, not the 45.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
More Cassandra Peterson. That'd be something they could do. So
if I would animate past her, let her be Lily.
Huh? Yeah. I'm all in for that.
What's Lee Stone doing? Want to do some voice work?
I think if you called him about a sequel to This Ain't the Munsters, he'd just think you're a crank caller at this point. Lee, what have you been up to?
Excuse me, Mr. Stone.
Who is this?
Big fan. Enjoyed your work. You're amazing in Psycho. Not another. What is it called? Psycho Triple X, whatever it is. This ain't the Psycho.
I don't think it was This Ain't. I think it was just
Psycho, the official parody.
Yeah. So that and the Munsters, dude. Come on. I need your voice.
It's always either This Ain't or the official parody. Depends how they.
Yeah. It should just be Don't Sue Us.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Please consider, if you're so inclined, becoming a patron. It all starts at just $1 at patreon.com/fleshwoundfeatures. We work pretty hard to earn your money there and try and give you some good stuff. Fleshwoundfeatures.com, link to the Teesprings. You can get yourself a Only Dan shirt.
Which Dan has got one himself.
Maybe, depending how much time Todd wants to put into designing it. North Pole Glory.
There's one available at this right now.
I'm not doing any designs for Dan until I see him in one of our shirts.
I will. I will. You know what? We need to.
You were supposed to have one for your trip next weekend to represent, and you don't.
We need to look into how much it would.
I'm going to downvote you.
Do you think somebody makes hats? Because I bet I'd sell some hats.
Yes, people make hats, Dan.
No, I know, but like the gimmick, whatever they do. But I don't know if they make one like this, but we could do some sort of replica hat. It'd be cool.
They're going to come in yarmulke sizes.
I'll sign hats.
Like the Schlack belts.
Yeah.
There you go.
Slash your own video with hashtag get the guest out. With that being said, Dan, what is that? Where is that from? Where can they watch that right now?
/Tober. You'll want to start from the beginning, of course, to see what Chris is talking about. And it gets
nonsense.
There's a build. It gets more and more heated.
It does.
We're getting close.
We'll see who stays after fucking Halloween. Someone might have given their 2 weeks notice. Who knows?
There's some fighting. There's some intense fighting, I think.
And we should be having some more episodes up soon for Patreon. It's just got a little sidetracked with some sickness. So
yes, and we'll have more Patreon hangouts coming soon. And once again, since
you take that down now, Todd.
Oh yeah. We have two interviews Monday or Tuesday with the writers of the Regulators, and we're gonna have an XPW Halloween in Hell pre-show with special guest Danny Munchichi Ramirez, senior ref, and
some shit.
And then
he's seeing all this shit, for that matter.
And then next week we may have another special guest too. Yes. So next Sunday when Dan's gone, because these people and Dan do not mix well. You hated their film, so you're not allowed on.
I did not hate their film.
Easy.
Hey, I haven't confirmed yet.
Oh, and
I confirm tomorrow.
We're sure you will give the XPW episode 1 thumb up.
Yes.
Now you're gonna make me edit this, dickhead.
Hey, ask your question.
Remember what happened to Biggie? Remember that line, Todd?
Yes. I'll bring it up tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, guys, if you saw like the XPW Dark Side of the Ring, this will be better. Yeah, and ask your questions in the chat. You know, that guy, he was there for it all. He was there for even stuff after XPW went away. So that'll be a really good episode. And on that note, that's all I got. So we will see you soon. Thanks for listening to all the Monster shows. Thanks for supporting us in general. We love you. Good night.
Good evening.
I'm still on fuck all of you. So I'll see you in Disneyland.